All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. Miss you guys. Hope to see you guys soon. Today's lesson, and this is going to be the first of many videos that we'll be providing under for the computer lab or computer technology or technology lab, however you want to call it. And first off, we're gonna start with these three icons here, these three pictures. These are the browsers that we normally use. For most cases, we have the Chrome browser right here on the left, which is usually, I call it a beach ball just for making fun of it. And then we got the Firefox, which has like a little Firefox or Fox to be exact, going around the globe. And then we got the Internet Explorer for the old version and the new version, the Edge browser. So any of these three that you're using, they'll be able to be fine. They're gonna be fine just to uh, pretty much do all the exercises online. So let's start off here on the new tab, and we're gonna go over to, sorry, at the top, typing club, right? We're gonna enter typing club, then we're gonna press enter, or you could click this arrow right here, and then we're gonna click this first link. And before we get started, we could go here to login at the top right corner. The reason why I mentioned this is because you're able to use your email and create a password just to save your progress, just to save everything that you're doing. So every time you sign back in, you're able to go back and continue where you left off. But if you don't want to do that, that's okay. It's not required, just in case you ever need it. So let's go here to get started. And we're gonna skip lesson number one only because lesson number one is a video on intro to how to type and also shows you how to place your hands on the keyboard. So if you want to use both hands, that's okay. If you want to use one hand, one or the other, that's okay as well. You have an option. So let's start off with lesson number two. And with lesson number two, we're gonna press continue. And we're gonna start off with the letter F, then the letter J, and once you get the good job, you can press here continue. And then you could follow this keyboard right here at the bottom for guidance. And if you don't need it, you can follow the blue line under each letter, and that will be your guideline where which letter you're gonna press. So in this case, we're gonna be pressing F. Then after that, it's gonna transfer over to J. But notice this, that when I make a mistake and I select the wrong letter, it won't let me go through. So I have to select the correct letter, which is F, then J, then you'll continue all the way to the end until you get either a good job or a check mark. So once you get the good job, you'll continue. And in this lesson right here, we'll be working with not only letters, but also spaces as well. So you see, every time I make a mistake, I have to hit the correct letter. And you'll continue all the way to the end. Again, once this bar at the bottom here feels green, you'll get the check mark in the middle or continue button at the bottom. And let's go back to the lesson. So these three lines here at the top will turn into an arrow and take you back. And if you notice, there's like a green uh, bubble. That means that I completed that lesson. And you could also go back over here to lesson four. Lesson four is pretty much the review of the first of lesson two and three. So I'll give you this layout right here. Pretty much I'll give you all the letters together, both letters. And if you need to make it a little bit bigger, there's a bucket up here at the top. You can click that bucket and click here where it says extra large, just in case you need the letters to be a little bit bigger. And after you complete this exercise, you'll get a score of accuracy and speed. You'll get stars, you'll get points. But something I always mention in the room is the most important thing is accuracy. It's not about the speed. You could take as long as you want at your own pace. You don't have to rush it. But because I want you to score as high as you can, so passing scores always have to be an 80 or above. If you could score 100, that's great. I'm happy either way. But if you get to finish this whole lesson, you will be able to score. And you've noticed that I have some red marks here at the top. That's because I make a mistake. You can go back and fix those mistakes by pressing the delete button or the backspace button on your keyboard, but it'll change colors to yellow and so on. So at the end of this, you'll see that you'll get a score. So let me finish this real quick. All right, so we reached the end. So here's the score. So this is the a little bit of the chart that I would like to explain. So right here on our left is the accuracy. It'll give us the 100% score because we completed it, but our actual accuracy would be 98 because we made a few mistakes and we went back. This is how much time it took me to complete it. This is how many stars I get, and this is how many words per minute I was able to achieve. Usually the standard is about 10, and on the accuracy side is about 80%. So you're able to realize compare your scores to the standard that they have, and this is your new high score and so on. So when you press here the green arrow at the bottom, you could continue to the next lesson, or you could try again if you want to improve your accuracy, your time, or your work per minute. So now let's go back. And one last thing I want to show you is, like I mentioned before, there's over a thousand, I mean, over a thousand, over 600 lessons. And over here we have your progress at the top, how many stars you got, and how many points you've collected. Okay. So here, this is one last thing I want to show you, which is called the placement test. If you want to take the placement test to see how good you're doing in the practices, you can. You can start. Then you could continue from there. Pretty much it'll take all the letters that you have practiced so far and put them on this exam. And if you notice, there's a target score of 75, and then there's a word per minute as well. Now, once you complete it, I'll give you your score. But let's say you make too many mistakes, which is okay, right? I'll give you this signal right here. I'll say practice needed. And if you need to practice, just press continue and it'll take you back to all of these lessons, okay? So this was it for today and can't wait to show you our next videos. I'll see you guys until next time. Have a good day, enjoy, and take care. Bye.